Main news this morning. The Church of England has described government plans to allow gay marriages in England and Wales as deeply unwise. There's been a significant drop in satisfaction with the NHS in England, Scotland and Wales, according to a survey of public attitudes. More than 1,000... Well, some people have been shocked by it. Others have had their own similar stories. And here's what people living near that pub had to say about it.
So, how easy is it for something like this to happen? Let's speak to Rosie Corriette, who's a mother of 4, including Boo, who joins us this morning. It has happened to me. I mean, in the most extraordinary circumstances. I think one couple took their yacht.
Flood warnings in place, particularly in the southeast. But, you know, have you seen those big, enormous cars outside the studios over the past few days?
I thought you got yourself a new motor.
No, sadly not.
Is it the
latest series
of the Dragon's Den, filming at the moment? Is now, though, a good time to be setting up a business, pitching to those scary people? Let's ask Steph. She's sitting on a pile of money in her very own den.
I know, look at this. I feel like I've had a...
It's not real, we know. All right, see you later.
There's been a significant drop in satisfaction with the NHS in England, Scotland and Wales, according to a survey of public attitudes. The poll questioned more than 1,000 people between July and November last year.
And it found that the number happy with the way the health service was run fell from 70% in 2010 to 58% last year. Thanks very much, Holly Foster in Krakow.
Well, this lovely lady could give the wags a run for her money. You know that saying, you're as old as you feel. Here's a 75-year-old woman.
To the gym.
It's just exhausting watching her.
Six-pack, crikey. I've got a sack, a potato sack. Six-pack. Thanks very much, Bishop of Sheffield. Thank you.
That they expect, but then offering the unexpected. You know, it's essential that you look after
of customer service that you've experienced.
Worst example, goodness. I don't necessarily want to name any...
no, don't name. We don't want you to either.
No, but we all know.
It's the case also, do you think, happy staff?
Yeah. Coming up, BBC News Channel will bring you the latest news from home and abroad this morning.
Here on Breakfast, though, they've helped hundreds of budding entrepreneurs...
With their cars outside, haven't you?
Indeed.
I think they are. Time now to get the news, travel and weather where you are. See you in a moment. Good morning. You're watching Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and Susanna Reid.
Our main story this morning, the Church of England has described government plans to allow gay marriages in England and Wales as deeply unwise. Dr. Stephen Croft. There's been a significant drop in satisfaction with the NHS in England, Scotland and Wales, according to a survey of public attitudes. More than a...
The United Nations says children in Syria have accused troops of using them as human shields. The UN Secretary...
An Australian coroner's ruled that an 8-week-old girl who disappeared from a tent in the outback more than 30 years ago was killed by a dingo.
Around 4,000 military personnel will receive redundancy notices today in the latest round of job losses for the armed forces. Around a third will be compulsory. Total numbers are being...
Those are the main stories. Here's what's coming up later. I think they parked their limousines outside the building. Oh, the one's got a really big, shiny...
Silvery one.
Silvery one.
Actually mirrored. 8:39. We've all dreamt of meeting our musical heroes at one stage in our lives, but what would your family do to make the dream come true? Well, that was the challenge that lay ahead for Kate and Will Spicer.
Yeah, for 10 years, their autistic brother Tom has been a huge fan of Metallica's drummer Lars Ulrich. And the family's emotional road trip is the story of their documentary called Mission to Mars.
In a moment, we're going to speak to Kate and Will Spicer. First, let's have a look at some of the film.
This is Kate and Will Spicer join us now. Good morning, or should I say, good morning.
Yeah, two of us.
Hey. Well, what a mission this was, really, because Tom, your brother, suffers from something called Fragile X syndrome, which means taking him out of his normal environment is pretty stressful. You didn't just take him out, you took him to America.
It was kind of a unique opportunity, wasn't it? It's called Mission to Lars, and it's about whether you can get Tom to connect with Lars Ulrich. But really, it's about a family.
The ending was to try to get people to see beyond labels, beyond kind of there's a learning disability.
In selected cinemas across the UK.
And it's brilliant. Here's Carol with a look at this morning's weather.
Ready, Carol, thanks very much.
Now, as a member of the Eagles, Joe Walsh brought his impeccable guitar skills to the band when he joined in the 70s. The result was a series of hits still played often today.
Of course. It's been 20 years since his last solo effort, but he's back. And he's here to tell us about his latest. It feels so good just hearing that guitar. And there's a very distinctive Joe Walsh guitar sound. Although when I was looking you up, so to speak, I discovered there's a whole range of guitars you use.
You know, I find them in the darndest places. They come from. maybe the guitar.
Well, listening to Analog Man, did you pick up a particular guitar and that one come out?
Well, I'm not saying analog's better.
Album. Yeah. So just compare and contrast. You go into the studio 20 years ago and make an album, but now you go in. What has changed?
Yes. The human part of the performance when you do that. So I just, you know.
And you won't find that on your album, because that's on his album.
His album.
But he asked you first then to play on his, which meant...
Well, he had to play on mine, yes, of course.
We may already be president of the United States. What would be the one thing you'd want to change to do?
As we mentioned, it's been a long time since your last solo effort, of course, and I know you were about to return to the States and start touring again. Yes. Why has it been so long? I mean, there have been some serious reasons why you found it difficult to do stuff in between.
Two reasons.
If people can't see you on stage, they can see you on the internet and learn how to play guitar from you, is that right?
That's right.
As we mentioned, Joe's album, Analog Man, is out now. If you want to see him at work, go to his website on Thursday. Is it joewalsh.com? A guitar tutorial live. We'll put that link on our website.
Can we film you following it at the same time?
I would not advise
and then
that.
Put that on our website?
No, there'd be too much cussing, as they say in America, I think.
We're going to be speaking to 4 of the Dragons in just a moment. First, let's have a quick last look at what's happening where you are. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Edible cards for dogs, roller skates for your knees, and a glove to help you tell your left hand from your right. These are just some of the unusual ideas pitched by inventors who dared to enter the Dragon's Den.
They didn't all make the grade, surprisingly enough. The show has had some big successes, though, and over the last 7 years, the Dragons have invested millions of pounds of their own money to get products off the ground.
They've just finished filming the 10th series, and we'll speak to them. Will be on our screens later in the year. On BBC
It's got something to do with you.
Yeah.
Ah, Duncan.
New ground. Is it? Oh, never mind. We'll see.
Completely different.
Okay. Tomorrow, we're talking to the actress Jamie Winston, who stars in the film Fast Girls.
We'll also have live music from the master of Latin guitar, Milos. Join us from 6. Have a good day. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.
So I've got this idea, right?